just getting everything up in, because you know you like to have a smooth start to anything that you start in the day. So good morning, everyone. This is Monday morning, which means for Two Sisters, it is Monday Mindset. Good morning, everyone. This is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, live with two.
There we go. Two sisters. We froze up for just a moment there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we froze up. Today, Mindset Monday. My name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva. Excuse me, 5.0, multitasking a little bit. Mindset. You know, we haven't even scratched the surface of mindset. There are so many things to chat about, so many things that are catching our attention, and how do we all deal with that? And Kasu is frozen, so I'm going to continue with the conversation. We must be having some kind of a problem with the with the bandwidths. So growth mindset, fixed mindset, we've chatted about that a lot, you know. So, and sometimes going into the weekend, I should say coming out of the weekend, sometimes Monday mornings throw us off a little bit. And Carol Sue was just bleeped off. Not sure what happened with that, but I am sure she will be back on. And first of all, how was everybody's weekend? I hope you had an amazing weekend. We sure did. It was very productive. A lot of fun, some unexpected things, but that's can always be a good thing. So there she is, coming back online. And as she's coming up, there you are. And you froze up again. Oh goodness, we are having.
And there I am.
There you are.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It was so funny when I froze up and it automatically just kind of knocked me out. I'm like, oh, let me just double check if she's still on. I'm like, oh, she's still on, good. Because you know, we can't control these things. Sometimes the bandwidths just get a little funky, and you know, we deal with it. So go ahead and
you know what
you were chatting about.
And what I want to back up just a little bit, point being that all of our voices need to be heard. So sometimes, as Carol said, the bandwidth or the Wi-Fi, whatever it is out there, does not function well. But here we are back again at it. I was chatting about growth mindset and excuse me, and fixed mindset, and how we really, I mean, obviously we've talked about it for what, a year and a half. We're on 300 and I don't know how many episodes today. This would be 314 episodes. We haven't even scratched the surface. There's so much yet to discover and chat about. And a lot of times I think when coming off of, I should say, the weekend, and Monday morning rolls around, setting yourself up for mindset success actually happens on Sunday. So what do I mean by that? For me, I have a lot of projects due this week. So it was making sure that my electronic calendar and my written calendar match, because God forbid there's something going on with the bandwidths here and I am not able to get to my electronic calendar. I have my backup. So my mindset from a business stance is always making sure those two match, because if they don't, then my clients are not going to be happy with me. And so that's from a business standpoint. From a personal standpoint, I don't know if I really want to talk about that one.
Well, again, we talk about how Monday really is the second day of the week. Sunday is that first day that you kick off on setting the little things. And a lot of times, I don't know so much that everyone does it so much now, because so many people are working at home, but it used to be Sunday became Schmonday. You were dreading the whole Monday. And a lot of people, I think, thankfully so, because after a while I thought, you're already putting out a negative vibe that you're not even embracing Sunday because you're already dreading Monday. That's not a good mindset to have. You should embrace every single day, regardless of the pivots, the divots, the missteps, the things that you don't necessarily want to do. Maybe you're not feeling right, whatever it may be, and embrace the day, because there will always be blessings that we're going to really nibble away at that negative mindset if you don't have that, if you have that. And so a negative mindset can really totally derail how you approach something, any project that you're going to take on, any fitness that you're going to take on, if you're going to try those new recipes, you're trying a new lifestyle. So you always have to go with it you're going to understand that things are going to happen because we're not in control. We're only in control of how we act and how we're going to react to something, especially when it goes in a derailment. So frequently on Sunday, I think a lot of people lose sight of that. Instead of being in the moment, enjoying that day, many people go to church. It's usually Sundays, typically a family type of day where the family comes together, whether it's at the table or whether it's just doing that activity. And if your mindset's not focused on really embracing and being in the moment at that moment, because you're too worried about, you're dreading that Monday, you're setting yourself up for failure for even Monday, because it carries over. So I try to say, try to really utilize and understand that Sunday is the first day of the week. It is a day to appreciate where you're at. Your weekend may be coming to a close, but don't think of it as a close. Just thinking, this is the first day of a new week to start off fresh and to set the tone. And how you set the tone is a good mindset, which leads into Monday mindset. So what happens if you didn't do everything that you should have on Sunday? Maybe you were in a pissy mood because you were dreading today. Maybe, the day didn't go exactly as planned, right? I think we can all relate to that. What do you do? Well, we're going to give you some suggestions on things that you can do. A lot of times it's just a matter of pausing, really literally pausing your life. And sometimes giving yourself an adult timeout is not a bad thing. So what I mean by that, maybe go into another room, have some quiet time, maybe put on some music, maybe journal, maybe read a couple passages from the Bible, or a, inspirational book, or, even a funny book that you've been kind of putting off and you've been nibbling chapter by chapter. Get a couple chapters in. If the time you're afforded the time, go out for a walk, and, a lot of people go out, and I always say this, I crack up all the people, and I realize a lot of times people will go on a walk and they use that time to listen to podcasts and whatnot, which are a great way. But I always say it's always good to also have a walk in silence and listen to nature, really listen to nature and listen to your surroundings, especially if it's an early walk. You're going to hear nature, you're going to hear birds, you're going to hear, which of course you hear birds all the time. You're going to hear different things that are happening, even if it's just the wind blowing, the leaves, kind of going into each other, and they make that certain noise, especially in New England where you're, really noticing the colors of the seasons, of the change, really will put your mindset in a really more conducive, level mind, smooth mind, floating mind. And that really is going to really help you get through it. It doesn't mean that it's going to take you and carry you through the day. You may have to do this a couple of times, depending on how, your mind has been derailed. I call it mind derailment, because time is so precious. And who wants to waste their time feeling icky or not in a good mindset, or just, angry, or not feeling like they can do anything, or they're not worth anything? That is wasted energy and wasted time, don't you think?
Oh, yes, it's certainly a waste of time. So if I am, for instance, if I am feeling frustrated about something, I will put the timer on my phone and I could just gotta be mad about this for 2 minutes or whatever it may be, or frustrated. And as soon as that timer goes off, it's like a weight has been lifted. I've acknowledged what I'm mad or upset about or contemplating, whatever it may be, for those 2 minutes. Then I do my 2 minutes. And then it's like, I imagine I have a ball in my hand and I just go, okay, you're out of here. And then I feel so good. And then if I'm still feeling like, I'll do and I know I've done this before, I'll go in the mirror, crack myself up every time. And I'll probably crack myself up now when I do it. And I go, hey, how you doing? And I crack up. I start laughing.
Right. And it isn't laughter like one of those things that just, especially if you get into that really good gut belly laugh, just that big hard laughter, really can change your mindset. Another great tool to do besides having that chat in the mirror is write down things that frustrate you or things that you want to get off your chest. Sometimes we have things we want to get off our chest, but we don't really want to actually say it out loud. Maybe somebody's irritating the crap out of you, right? How many people, I know we have a lot of people that lately can irritate the crap out of you. So what can you do? Because you can't change what's going on with what they're doing or whatnot. Write things down, write them, and then just keep writing them down. And once you've gotten your list together, fold it up, get some sort of metal can, light that sucker up with a lighter, and just throw it in the can, and poof. It's just another way. It's more about symbol. It's just really a symbolism of getting rid of or unwinding, unloading, getting it off your chest, getting, those kinds of things. But the actual act of doing it is actually rather rewarding.
Yes, it is. And I call it SIR, S-E-R, strategic energy release. And to take power of that energy is liberating itself, but to know that you created something that really potentially works for you. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work every time, but isn't it great to have something that is dedicated for you that that works? Because let's face it, things are going to pop up. We have to deal with things, but we also have to move forward in that same respect. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it fresh. Create that laughter. The other thing, a lot of chatter I've been hearing the last week or so I've been doing a lot of research on different topics and this is causing a lot of stress. People have a ball and chain to their to-do list. So I thought, why not create a not to-do list?
I love it.
And I've got a pile of papers right now because I've been working for a few hours now. But what that did for me was, again, it was like that release of energy. I will not allow. I like the not allow. I will not allow. I will not. So whatever your not to-do list is for you, maybe you're going to do away with your to-do list. I think to-do lists are very date and goal oriented, time sensitive type of lists that are perfect for situations of maybe writing a book or you have a project. So you can categorically display how you're going to achieve or obtain that goal. But if it's, if your to-do list is looking like a novel, you gotta start doing a not to-do list.
And that's true. And I think when you do that, you create more stress. So obviously, your appointments, anything that you have to do, use your calendar, put them in that day to, like you talked about, put it in your electronic calendar, and also don't forget to write it in your regular daily calendar. But to-do lists to me and I try not to, like I have big to-do lists. So those are like spread out over the week. And then you have that daily task. But you have to, I like to look at to do and a task, for me they're the same, but they're different. So for me, a to do on any given day is something that I need to get done on that day. But I also know that, life isn't perfect. We get derailed, things happen that make it impossible to always check that box off that I did it. So I do allow a time factor to say, okay, I'll star it like this has got to get done today. Like there's no ifs and buts about it. So I make sure that those are the first part of my list, because sometimes you can't, like you said, how long is your list? You don't want it to be a novel. You want it attainable. But we also know that some things that we think we're going to get done just can't get done. So I prioritize my actual to-do list. And if it's a really big project, it's spread out, like it's, every other day, or it's on every day. And I'm going to allow so much time to reach the goal of getting that project done. So for some people, it may be, a follow-up call. Did I, call the insurance company to back up? Did I follow up with a doctor? Like those are attainable goals each day, because those are to do. You have to do them, and you need reminders to do them, and those are attainable. And so those should be right at the top of your list, because it's good. It's such a good feeling when you start seeing those check marks off, and it does wonders for your mindset. Like I'm really tackling my day. Doesn't that feel good when you tackle your day and you're actually checking things off? So as the project gets larger, not harder, but larger, meaning more time that is involved in acquiring to attain that goal, they're at the bottom. And I know that they're going to be spread out throughout the week, because you have to be really realistic of what you want to get done. Now, John and I have always talked about this is like a simple one, is actually going through things. And we had a goal where we were going to, do at least one box a week. Now haven't always kept up to that goal. So when I know that I'm going to designate a time to say I'm going to go through 3 or 4 boxes, in my mind, I've spread that out. So, well, maybe last week I couldn't get to the one, but I made up for it this week. So that's a bigger goal, but I spread it out so I don't feel, like I should have done more. Because things just come up, some weeks are busier than others for people. So you really, or, all of a sudden new appointments come up, or new meetings come up, or, maybe you're, if you're an entrepreneur and you're working out of the house, business meetings and Zooms, or, client and customers, are also intertwined with that. So like you said, don't make the to-do list a novel, and understand the difference between, what you have to get done and what actually is a bigger project.
Right, exactly. And what an accomplishment of, it goes back to that, and I believe it's Latin, carpe diem, seize the day.
Yes.
Or carpe moment, and I don't know what the Latin is for that. So you're seizing the moment to take control of your time. That gives us power. That makes us feel good. The power that we created to get stuff done. For instance, I said I've been working for a couple hours, woke up right at 4 o'clock out of a sound sleep, and I knew I had some stuff I wanted to get done. So I'm way ahead of the game, and now I can help Gary this afternoon with something that he's been wanted to do. I have to be involved with it, of course. Oh my God. But anyways, that's another subject.
Now you spilled the beans. What are you doing?
Medicare and Social Security.
Oh yeah, he's getting to that time. He's down to the last few months of something.
That's right. And my husband and my little grandniece, Princess Ray Ray, have their birthdays on the same date. So that's always a fun time. And
they're exactly 60 years apart, and Reagan's going to be 5. So that'll tell you what's going on in Gary's world.
Yeah, the big 6'5" coming up. So,
5.
Who knows? And speaking of different things like that, stuff like that pops up. So now I've got stuff done. Now I can help them with that. Well, let's be real. I'm the one that's going to be doing it, but
yeah,
that's okay.
It's, and that's also a key piece to mindset, is knowing your limitations of what what you're good at and what you're not good at. Don't try to tackle on something that is going to impede your mindset because you've got to get it done, but you suck at it. There are certain things that people are better at. So, utilize your circle around you, whether it's your spouse, your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever it may be, family, friends, whatever, and say, look, I'm not good at doing this. Can you either assist me, or, if you've already done this, what are the ins and outs of doing it? I think we're so afraid to ask for that, extend that olive branch to a person that is really knowledgeable and or has that special knack to get something done. sometimes it, may impede what they're doing, but, it's worth the ask and say, look at, I'm thinking about doing this next week. Want to just check your schedule? Are you available? Give me an hour or two and kind of show me the ropes or whatever. And I think we don't utilize within our circle of the help and expertise that's within our own little circle.
Right. And, for instance, as far as organization, when I work with my clients, I do a lot of Trello boards. So we have a shared Trello board. Is that something that's going to help you in your business life? I know with certain things in my personal life, I'm going to start utilizing not only that, but I also have Evernote. So those things help me to stay on task. It's a visual. What also seems to be a very creative type of project management. I don't know if you've ever heard of something called a Kanban board. It's where, like, say your top goal is write a book, but then you have different boards that you fill out that help get you
facilitate, get you a higher level. Yeah.
And a lot of excuse me, a lot of people use Kanban boards. What works for you? Is it just pen and paper?
Sticky notes.
Sticky notes, yeah. And you know what? Sticky Notes even has an app for that. So
there you go.
Whatever works.
There's a lot, and that's the blessing of, the internet. There, although the internet has its downfalls, there are some great avenues to get different apps and applications to help you be more successful, keep you on task, and, really keep you so you're not frazzled, which will impede your mindset. And we don't want that happening, especially on a Monday, because you know what, this is for a lot of people, this is the first day of the work week. Obviously, school starts on a Monday. A lot of people go back to work, whether they're working out of the house or they're going to a brick and mortar, but you always want to make sure that, your day starts off in a great way. And it's just a little thing. If you need even to put yourself in that adult timeout for 15 minutes before your day starts, do it. Journal, read, listen to music, get some movement in, whatever is going to spark you to feel good about, taking that next step forward of whatever the action of what today is going to bring you, then that's what we want for you. So with that, we gave you some great tools, some great avenues, some great new applications that you can use to get your Mindset Monday in a good place and setting you up for the entire week. And that's what it's all about. With that, we will see you tomorrow on Triumph Tuesday. We'll talk about some of those triumphs. There is no triumph that is too small. We'll give you a little hint about that. You guys have a great day. This is Carol Sue, AKA Naughty Boss, live with Two
Sisters. Hey, it's Janice, AKA Wellness Diva 5.0. Make it a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, everyone.